The creation of humanity's first true warship was not just a military endeavor. It was a declaration, a statement to the galaxy that humankind was no longer a species confined to its homeworld, nor one that would bow to superior alien technology. The Titan-class dreadnought was more than a ship. It was a turning point in history. Journey from blueprint to battlefield was anything but simple. The very idea of a dedicated warship sparked controversy, igniting political debates, ethical concerns, and fierce competition among Earth's most powerful nations. The development of the Titan class took place under the highest levels of secrecy, hidden from the public eye and even from many within Earth's own military forces. It wasn't just about engineering a ship, it was about designing an entire doctrine of warfare that had never existed before. Space combat was fundamentally different from anything humanity had encountered. There were no landscapes to use for cover, no natural barriers to hide behind, no oceans to sink beneath. Every battle would be fought in the cold, merciless vacuum of space, where a single well-placed shot could send a ship into an uncontrollable spiral of death. Early concepts borrowed heavily from naval and aerial combat on Earth. Some engineers envisioned massive battleships equipped with railguns and missile batteries, designed to unleash devastating barrages from long range. Others argued for a fleet of smaller, more agile ships, swift, hard-to-hit vessels that could overwhelm enemies with superior tactics rather than brute force. But humanity had neither the time nor resources for trial and error. The looming presence of unknown alien forces forced Earth's leaders to make a decision, and they chose power. The Titan class was built to be an unbreakable juggernaut, a fortress in space. Nearly a kilometer long, its armored hull was reinforced with the most advanced alloys known to humanity, capable of withstanding kinetic and energy-based weapons alike. It carried plasma railguns, capable of firing projectiles at nearly the speed of light, long-range missile silos that could track and destroy targets from astronomical distances, and a cutting-edge energy shield, based on technology reverse-engineered from salvaged alien wreckage. Unlike the fragile ships of the past, which had to choose between firepower and survivability, the Titan class was designed to excel at both. But even a warship of this magnitude was useless without a crew capable of handling it. Pilots, engineers, gunners, and tacticians, every crew member aboard the Titan class was handpicked from the best of Earth's military forces. Their training went far beyond traditional spaceflight. They were drilled in the new science of space, warfare. Officers studied alien battle strategies, learning how different species approached combat. Gunners practiced hitting moving targets in zero-gravity environments. Engineers were trained to keep the ship operational even in the harshest conditions. And then came the final test, the first battle. It wasn't a skirmish, not a simulated exercise, but a full-scale confrontation that would determine whether humanity's gamble had paid off, or whether the Titan class was doomed to be a failed experiment. The battle erupted on the outskirts of the Proxima Centauri system, where a fleet of unknown warships, later identified as belonging to a hostile, alien species, was advancing toward one of Earth's fledgling colonies. Until then, humanity had only fought defensive battles, using outdated technology to repel attacks on space stations and transport convoys. But this time, the Titan class was waiting. As the alien fleet approached, their ships moved with eerie precision, silent, calculating, their sleek, organic designs contrasting sharply with the brutal, industrial might of the Titan class. Intelligence reports suggested they were a technologically superior force. Faster-than-light disruptors, energy-based weaponry, and advanced shielding made them formidable opponents. The alien commander, underestimating humanity's capabilities, saw the Titan class as nothing more than a larger target. They were about to learn otherwise. The Titan class opened fire first. Its railguns discharged electromagnetic projectiles at relativistic speeds, shattering enemy shields on impact. Plasma cannons ignited the void, scorching enemy hulls before they could react. The aliens retaliated, their energy beams searing across the Titan's reinforced armor. But the ship's shielding, powered by a revolutionary energy distribution system, absorbed and dispersed the incoming fire, something no human ship had ever achieved before. Then came the Titan's most devastating weapon, the gravimetric warhead. A last-minute addition to the arsenal, this experimental weapon was designed to collapse space-time around an enemy vessel, crushing it under its own gravity well. The Q moment it was launched, the alien fleet realized the true power of human ingenuity. Within seconds, their flagship was pulled into itself, imploding in a blinding flash of energy. The remaining enemy forces, thrown into chaos, attempted to retreat, but the Titan class was relentless. It hunted them down, one by one. By the end of the battle, not a single hostile ship remained. The Titan class had proven itself. But this was only the beginning. Humanity's warship had won its first battle, but soon it would face an even greater test. The galaxy had taken notice, and now the real war was about to begin. The warship that shook the galaxy. The destruction of the alien fleet at Proxima Centauri was more than just a military victory. It was a seismic event in the balance of galactic power. For the first time in history, an emerging species had not only survived an interstellar war, but had won decisively against a technologically superior opponent. The aftermath sent shockwaves across the known universe. Some alien empires saw humanity's victory as a sign of strength and reached out to establish diplomatic relations, wary of making an enemy of this unpredictable new force. Others, however, saw the Titan class as an unacceptable provocation, a challenge to the long-standing hierarchy of the cosmos. But humanity wasn't concerned with political implications yet. Back on Earth, the Titan-class dreadnought returned to its home system as a symbol of triumph. Cities erupted in celebration. News channels broadcast footage of the ship's battle-scarred hull drifting past the Martian defense grid. Humanity had gone from a vulnerable, spacefaring civilization to a legitimate interstellar power overnight. But beneath the public celebrations, military strategists and government officials knew the truth. This was only the beginning. The Titan class had revealed humanity's capabilities, but it had also painted a massive target on Earth's back. It was only a matter of time before an even greater challenge emerged. And then, it happened. Months after the battle, deep space observation stations picked up an anomalous signal. An incoming fleet, larger than anything humanity had ever seen. The ships moved with frightening speed, their formation perfect, their course set for Sol. The Draknor Imperium, a warrior race known for eradicating civilizations that defied them, had taken notice. Their message was clear. You have disrupted the natural order. Prepare for extinction. For the first time since the Titan class was built, humanity knew true fear. The Draknor weren't raiders or opportunistic scavengers like the previous enemy. They were a galactic superpower, a species that had waged wars for thousands of years. Their fleets had crushed planetary governments, shattered moons, and reduced rebellious civilizations to cosmic dust. And now they were coming for Earth. But the Titan class had been built for this moment. The Battle of Jupiter, humanity's greatest test. The Draknor fleet would reach Earth in less than 2 weeks. That wasn't enough time to build more Titan-class ships or evacuate the population to safety. The only option was to meet them in battle before they reached the inner solar system. Military tacticians analyzed every possible scenario, looking for an edge, a weakness, anything that could turn the tide against an enemy with overwhelming numbers. The best chance? Jupiter's gravity well. The Titan class, along with a hastily assembled fleet of Earth's remaining defense ships, made it stand near Jupiter's orbit. The gas giant's immense gravity would allow human ships to slingshot at higher speeds, increasing maneuverability and giving railgun projectiles additional impact velocity. It was a desperate gamble, but humanity had no other choice. And then, the Draknor arrived. They emerged from slip space in perfect formation. Hundreds of warships, each bristling with plasma lances and antimatter torpedoes. Their fleet dwarfed anything humanity had ever seen. An armada built to conquer entire star systems. Their commanders, arrogant and overconfident, saw the Titan class and its fleet as an inconvenience rather than a threat. They had crushed countless civilizations before. Why should humanity be any different? But they didn't understand one crucial fact. Humanity had never known peace. Since the dawn of civilization, humans had fought wars endlessly, evolving their strategies, pushing their weapons to the brink, learning the brutal lessons of survival. The Draknor had grown complacent, victorious for so long that they had forgotten what it meant to fight for existence itself. The Titan class was not just a warship. It was a manifestation of everything humanity had endured. And when the battle began, The Draknor felt that fury firsthand. The Titan class unleashes. Hell, the moment the Draknor fleet closed in, the Titan class launched its first graviton lance, a prototype weapon capable of tearing holes in space-time itself. The energy beam ripped through enemy capital ships like paper, collapsing their shields and obliterating their hulls in a matter of seconds. At the same time, Earth's defense fleet executed precision hit-and-run tactics, using Jupiter's gravity to evade enemy fire while launching coordinated counterstrikes. But the Draknor were far from defenseless. Their flagship, a monstrous vessel known as the Oblivion Spear, counterattacked with planet-cracking weaponry, launching dark matter torpedoes designed to implode anything in their path. A single shot from its main cannon reduced an entire Martian battlecruiser to dust. The Titan class, despite its advanced shielding, took heavy damage, its outer hull breaking apart as enemy barrages tore through its defenses. For a moment, it seemed as though humanity's first warship would fall, and then, the Titan class made the ultimate sacrifice. Knowing that the battle was spiraling out of control, the ship's captain, Admiral Elias Voss, a legend in his own right, ordered a suicide maneuver. The Titan class, bleeding fire and wreckage, engaged its experimental warp drive one last time, aiming directly at the Oblivion Spear. The Draknor commanders barely had time to react before the Titan class smashed into their flagship at near light speed. The resulting collision triggered an explosion so massive that it could be seen from Earth with the naked eye. The Titan class was gone, but so was the Oblivion Spear. The Draknor fleet, now leaderless and in chaos, faltered. Earth's remaining ships seized the moment, launching a final, ruthless assault. One by one, the invaders were destroyed, and, just like that, humanity had won. The legacy of the Titan class. The Battle of Jupiter changed everything. The Draknor Imperium, humiliated and weakened, withdrew from human space, recognizing that Earth was not a species to be conquered. Across the galaxy, rumors spread of the ship that had defied an empire. Even among the most powerful civilizations, there was a new respect for humanity, a species that, against all odds, had stood its ground. The Titan-class dreadnought was destroyed, but its legacy lived on. New warships were constructed in its image, refined and improved, ensuring that Earth would never again face extinction unprepared. Humanity had entered the galactic stage in the most dramatic way possible, not as diplomats, not as explorers, but as warriors, and as history would remember it. The Titan-class dreadnought was the ship that started it all. The aftermath, a new era of warfare. Begins. The Titan-class dreadnought may have been lost, but its destruction wasn't the end of humanity's military ambitions. It was only the beginning. The sacrifice of Admiral Elias Voss and his crew didn't just win the battle. It forced every major power in the galaxy to reconsider their stance on Earth. Humanity was no longer a fledgling species on the fringes of interstellar civilization. They had entered a new phase, one where their very survival depended on mastering the art of war in space. In the years that followed, the wreckage of the Titan class was recovered from Jupiter's orbit, and its remains were preserved in a massive orbital memorial. Engineers and scientists combed through the surviving fragments, extracting invaluable data on the ship's performance in battle. Every dent, every breach in its armor, every exposed wire told a story, lessons that would be used to build the next generation of warships. The Titan class had been a prototype, an experimental marvel created in desperation. But what came next? That was where true power would be forged. The birth of the Titan fleet. With the Draknor Imperium crippled and unwilling to engage in another costly war, humanity had a rare opportunity. Time. The United Earth Fleet wasted no moment. Using the data from the Titan class, they constructed an entire fleet of warships, each more advanced than the last. The Titan Mech 2, 3 times larger and equipped with reinforced armor plating, rolled out of the orbital shipyards of Mars. Then came the Titan Mech 3, equipped with the most advanced AI-assisted targeting systems ever developed. Within a decade, Earth had transformed from a single ship experiment to an empire of warships. But Earth wasn't just preparing for another invasion. No, this time, humanity had a new objective. The Draknor weren't the only enemy out there. The Battle of Jupiter had proven one terrifying fact. If humanity didn't expand its military dominance, extinction was inevitable. It wasn't enough to simply survive in the galaxy anymore. Earth had to thrive. And so for the first time in history, human warships were sent beyond the Sol system. Not as defenders, but as conquerors. Humanity becomes a galactic power. The first target? A Draknor outpost in the Zethron sector. Intelligence reports suggested the enemy was rebuilding its forces there, hoping to regain its lost power. The Titan fleet wasted no time. A coordinated strike led by the Mk4 Dreadnought, the UNS Titan's Wrath, caught the Draknor completely off guard. The battle was swift, brutal, and completely one-sided. The Draknor had expected humanity to stay in its system, licking its wounds. They never thought Earth would strike first. From that moment on, humanity ceased to be a species on the defensive. The era of human expansion had begun. One by one, outposts, colonies, and enemy fleets fell to the unstoppable advance of the Titan fleet. The Draknor, once the galaxy's most feared warmongers, were forced to the negotiating table, a humiliation they had never before endured. Other species took notice. Some offered alliances, fearing Earth's growing power. Others began constructing war fleets of their own, unwilling to let humanity dominate unchallenged. And so, in the wake of the Titan-class Dreadnought's final battle, a new war had begun, not for survival, but for galactic supremacy. The legacy of the Titan class, how one warship changed humanity. Forever, the Titan-class Dreadnought may have been destroyed, but its legacy became the foundation of Earth's military doctrine. It was the first proof that humans could build warships capable of going toe-to-toe with the mightiest fleets in the galaxy. Before its creation, humanity had been seen as insignificant, a minor species confined to the Sol system. But after the Battle of Jupiter, Earth was no longer just another planet in the void. It was a force to be reckoned with. Historians across the galaxy would later call it the battle that shook the stars. It was the moment the old order of power began to shift, the moment the larger empires realized they had underestimated a species that evolved in the shadow of giants. The Draknor Imperium, once on the brink of conquest, would never again rise to the same level of power. Other civilizations took notice. Some saw humanity as a rising star, a potential ally in an uncertain future. Others saw them as a growing threat that needed to be stopped before it was too late. But the most significant impact wasn't in the halls of alien governments. It was in the hearts and minds of humanity itself. The destruction of the Titan class didn't break Earth's spirit. It forged it. Never again would humanity be content to exist in the shadows. Never again would they rely on diplomacy alone to secure their future. The Titan class had proven that strength was the only universal language in the cosmos, and from that moment forward, Earth would speak it fluently. The dawn of a new galactic order, with the Titan fleet fully operational and humanity's influence spreading beyond Sol, Earth's leaders faced a critical choice. What kind of power would they become? Would they be ruthless conquerors, imposing their will on weaker civilizations? Would they be guardians, ensuring no other species suffered the fate that nearly destroyed them? Or would they walk the thin line between dominance and diplomacy, balancing war with wisdom? The truth was, humanity's future was no longer theirs alone to decide. The galaxy was watching. Allies, enemies, empires, and rebels alike. Some sought Earth's protection, others plotted against them in the shadows. But one thing was certain. The era of human insignificance was over. The first human warship ever built, the Titan-class Dreadnought, was more than just a vessel of war. It was a statement, a warning, a promise. It proved that no matter how powerful an enemy might seem, humanity would always fight back. And in the cold, endless void of space, where civilizations rise and fall with the passing of centuries, the story of the Titan class and its legendary battles would never be forgotten. And that's the incredible tale of humanity's first warship, a vessel that changed the course of history forever. What do you think? Would humanity have thrived in a galaxy full of war-hardened civilizations, or was this the only path to survival? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic sci-fi explorations. Until next time, stay curious, and keep looking to the stars.